Day 7 of the Seattle Seahawks training camp is in the books, and let's go to the video.
Today, the situation's going to be sneaky, okay? All right, you're going to be sneaky, all right? Toe-to-toe. They're going to be sneaking it out of the end zone. It's going to be, all right, sneaky pictures. All on the one, they're going to go. So it's push, push. So it's double A, double B. So, indicating for speed. Tight splits and quarterback on the center. Right? So, how about here? So go Army,
mental approach, though, how do you maximize a practice like that, especially when there's obviously no contact at all, even compared to OTA style?
I think the biggest thing is for that is just attention to detail, knowing what you're doing, going through everything, communicating, making all your adjustments that we need to make. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to pay attention to what's going on out there, and that's what we got to focus on.
Third downs were a big problem for the defense last year. How do you guys correct that?
Well, Macdonald. That's how you put it.
Where do you anticipate taking the biggest jump from last year to this year?
I don't really know. I'm just trying to see how that's going to play out during the season. So that's all I know right now.
What do you like about this defense in the way that it should highlight your skills?
You don't know what we're going to be running at the time. So it might look like one thing and be another. Then it might look like something and actually be that. But you'll never know at the time. So I think that's one of the biggest things about it, and it's just very creative. So.
Is there a lot more learning then to do with all that? Or?
I mean, yeah, it is, but like once you get it down, like it's kind of easy. You know what I'm saying? Once you know what you're doing and know what spots you're getting to, it makes it kind of easy for you. Now it's just part of like disguising it and making all the mix and flavor to it. So.
With all those moving parts, would you say that you have to know more attention to detail on what everybody else is doing around you, because there's always a chance you can end up having to play a number of those spots?
Yeah, I just think like I said, attention to detail, and then really just got to focus on what's going on out there. And I think the biggest thing about it in this defense, you just got to communicate. As you talk, you'll be on point with what's going on, what you're going to get into, what you're in, and just if anybody moves, we already know what we get into before they move. So communication is the biggest part of it. Talk to see what we're getting into, what formation we're looking at, if somebody moves, motion shift, what we're going to get to before that happens, so we can be ahead of that play. So that's really what it is.
How is Mike?
So once you get the base down, then like the details that's going to it, it makes it kind of easy because you already know what you're doing. So that's all about body and just focus on the mental aspect. Of it, so it's cool. Training camp here. So that's what we were just saying. Shout out to Cole Macdonald. Appreciate you, my boy. So I think we just have the best of each other. But in all, like I think it's all love for both of us. So it's cool.
I don't know. I mean, it was more mental, but I mean, we just still got out here running plays. But yeah, it was just a mental that I don't appreciate it or hate it or love it. It's just another day of training camp.
It's different, though.
For you. We still out here in the sun running around.
What have you seen from Requel in this year? Kind of, you guys have some fun matchups out there. Kind of how are you seeing him play? And kind of, I guess this third year now, kind of going against things better or different or anything?
I mean, he's always been better year by year, whether that's mentally or physically. I mean, it's always a good matchup going against one of the best corners in the league. At practice. It just makes it easier on Sunday going against opposing DB. So I think he is growing. Like you said, it's his third year. Looking to make more strides than he did his rookie year and the second year. Take plays one step at a time to where you're not going a mile per hour. 1,000 miles per hour. I think it's good, but like I said, you really can't tell until the bullets start flying and you're really going against other teams or going against ones on one. for full speed reps. Of course, in my opinion, different approaches to the game. Chrisman is more hands-on. He's teaching, blocking techniques and other things that I can do within the route. And Sanjay was very technical, pre-snap, or trying to manipulate the DB. So, both great in their own, respected, but very two different receivers.
There you go. You notice that today the players were not wearing pads. They weren't even wearing helmets. And really today was a, what did the players call it? Today was more of a mental install type of day. And you heard from DK and also, you heard from Devon Weatherspoon. And today, in terms of practice, speaks to Mike Macdonald's attention to detail. So after 2 days of pads, he really took this day, one of the longest practice they've had, to work on the team's install. And he said all along that, we're not there and we're getting there. And I think this today was an inside look at Mike Macdonald as a coach. This guy, his defense that we talked about is about moving players and things like that. And to do that, there has to be communication and players have to know other positions. And for that to happen, there has to be communication that is clear, that the players understand, and then they own the play. So, yeah, really. And let me do this. It's kind of my observations. I would really say, I'm going to spend just another minute in terms of Mike Macdonald. I think this guy as a coach is a great communicator. And that's going to be the key. And if that's one of the observations I've seen kind of from the 5,000-foot level, Mike Macdonald is a communicator. He communicates with his assistant coaches, communicates with his players. And I think what you're going to see is obviously an improved Seattle Seahawks team. From the VMAC in Renton, I'm Mas Wiedemeyer for the Cascadia Sports.net.